Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Bruce Frisco. It is Thursday, April the 23rd. This is CTV News. Tonight, a dairy shakeup. A major producer consolidates operations, resulting in some job losses. A season of frustration. Students willing to work, but where are the jobs? And recipes for success. Cooking classes for kids to encourage healthy habits.
Live from our Maritime's News Center, this is CTV News. Here is Bruce Frisco.
Good evening. A major player in the dairy industry around here is making some major changes and impacting jobs in the process. Employees at Agropur's long-running facility in Sussex, New Brunswick, were told last night that facility is being shut down. Today, the company announced it is spending money elsewhere, including Miramichi and Bedford. CTV's Nick Moore has the story.
It's never a good day as an employee to hear news like this.
Brunswick Premier Susan Holt is responding to confirmation from Canada's largest dairy cooperative, Agropur, which is planning to wind down operations in Truro and Sussex and expand production in Bedford and Miramichi.
We can feel for the folks in Sussex who are hearing the news about the shift of that work, and we're grateful that Agropur has committed to supporting those employees if they choose to relocate to where the new opportunities are. So Agropur is growing in the Miramichi, and actually at the end of this they will have net more employment and activity in New Brunswick than they do today.
In an email, Agropur says a closure of the facility in Sussex is expected at the end of 2028 and will result in approximately 60 job losses. The company says that it will spend $20 million to modernize the Miramichi facility to create 15 skilled jobs. The New Brunswick government is providing a $2.4 million non-repayable contribution to expand its milk processing capacity in Miramichi.
When companies decide to restructure, there's no guarantee that they'll choose New Brunswick as part of those restructuring plans. We like to partner to be part of that growth. So,
and just to clarify, those jobs are moving to the Miramichi, so there's not going to be a net loss of jobs. There's actually going to be more jobs with Agropur at the end of the day.
Reporters did ask about the discrepancy.
Their understanding of their growth plans was that they were going to come out with a larger workforce at the end of this process than today.
Agropur says it will also close its Truro ingredients plant by the end of 2028. The Nova Scotia government says the Bedford facility's expansion will include a new butter processing line, adding about 30 jobs. Nick Moore, CTV News, St. John.
Nova Scotia's premier says he's concerned organized protests are drowning out an honest discussion on potential plans to develop onshore natural gas in the province. Tim Houston spoke to reporters by video link from Pictou County today. He acknowledged some public consultation sessions on the matter have been loud and contentious, but noted there are also Nova Scotians who support more energy development. Premier argues it's an economic opportunity which could help create jobs and potentially lower energy bills. He also says it makes the province less reliant on importing fuel from the United States.
The United States, we're completely dependent on the United States for our natural gas at the moment, but some of that is actually originating in Alberta or out west. We have it here underfoot. So we need to understand what's possible in terms of developing it. And I can say to Nova Scotians, if we can develop it safely and sustainably here, their energy costs could come down. We're paying almost $15 a unit for natural gas here. It's $2 or $3 in Alberta. So
groups opposed to natural gas development in Nova Scotia are organizing for a fight. As we told you last night, more than 60 people attended an information session in Kennett-Cook, raising concerns about hydraulic fracturing, which is commonly known as fracking. Prime Minister says he's not particularly happy that New Brunswick plans to set up road tolls by Nova Scotia. Mark Carney met face-to-face with Premier Susan Holt earlier this week. Today, he told reporters all provinces have to do their part to reduce provincial trade barriers. The province introduced the controversial measure in its recent deficit budget. Carney says he'll continue to discuss the matter with officials in New Brunswick.
Get the Maritime's top stories, breaking news alerts, and watch live. Download the CTV News app.
A third suspect has now been arrested in connection with the shooting death of a man in Amherst last week. Police say 34-year-old Michael James Ryan of Spring Hill was arrested in Moncton this afternoon in a sizable police operation. 41-year-old Chris Leggett was shot to death in Amherst on the evening of April 13th. Two other suspects, a 56-year-old man and a 42-year-old woman, also remain in custody. They have another court date coming up next month. Ryan will face a judge tomorrow. 32-year-old man facing charges after a woman's death in New Waterford last night. CTV's Ryan McDonald has more.
Cape Breton Regional Police say they were called to this home at the corner of Ling Street and St. Agnes Avenue at about 6 on Wednesday evening, where they found an unresponsive person. EHS arrived and pronounced that person dead. Police arrested a man who remained in custody. This afternoon, they laid a charge of second-degree murder against 32-year-old Zachary Paul Landry, who was scheduled to appear in Sydney Provincial Court today. Police say the accused and the victim, a 25-year-old woman, knew each other, adding they are treating this as an isolated incident with no further risk to public safety. The major crime and forensic INET units, along with the medical examiner's office, continue to investigate. Back on April 7th, police were called to this home just a few kilometers away on Ryan Street in River Ryan. A 47-year-old man was found dead there. 45-year-old Carrie Ann Moles of Sydney faces a charge of second-degree murder in that case. Police said the accused and the victim were known to each other in that case as well. And police say the identity of the person who died isn't being released pending the results of an autopsy and notification of next of kin. Ryan McDonald, CTV News, New Waterford, Nova Scotia.
Police in Fredericton reporting a dramatic spike in drug overdoses so far this year. The force says it's responded to 61 such cases since January. That's more than twice the number for the same period last year. There were 162 reported overdoses in 2025, 9 of which were fatal. Well, an Alberta-based group says it is willing to fight to reinstate a video feed of town council meetings in the community of Annapolis Royal. Critics say this undermines accountability, but town officials say they're ending the practice because it's led to harassment for some councillors, especially women.
In general, because YouTube and other platforms allow comments, clipping, reposting, live streaming meetings can unintentionally amplify harassment and abuse directed at councillors, particularly women.
Female politicians are not treated the same as male politicians. Women in general are not treated the same way. Young people are certainly not, and we have young people and we have women.
The live video stream began during COVID, and audio recordings will still be uploaded, according to the town. The Canadian Constitution Foundation says it will consider litigation if the decision is not reversed by the next council meeting. It is shaping up to be a turbulent summer for airlines. Carriers, of course, are cutting flights and/or boosting prices because of the soaring cost of jet fuel. All of this is also raising questions about all of those direct flights to Europe that take off from Halifax. CTV's Hafsa Arif went looking for answers.
These are the happy faces of travelers heading out of the country, rolling suitcases through lineups and getting ready for long-awaited trips.
When we first booked them, the ticket prices were good. Like, it was in November we booked them.
But if prices keep rising, vacations may soon mean putting the passport away altogether.
Next year, if ticket prices are like this, it might be a trip in Canada somewhere or a long drive somewhere.
Frequent flyers planning fall trips are noticing the price jump early, with ticket costs climbing well before takeoff.
They're already charging a higher price for any place they're coming up next few months.
But the issue goes beyond ticket pricing. The Persian Gulf supplies about 30% of the world jet fuel, and shortages there are making it harder and more expensive for airlines to secure.
Travel to Europe is, of course, becoming a concern. And of course, if you are traveling to Asia, an even greater concern, since the availability of jet fuel is becoming much more scarce than even 2 weeks ago.
For some passengers, the biggest concern isn't just the cost to go on a trip.
I'm also worried about canceled flights because of lack of fuel. That's another one because we're going to Europe, we're going to go to Scotland, and we can make it over there, and we'll probably be fine. fine, but we have to come back too.
Experts recommend travelers confirm with airlines and travel agents a guaranteed return home.
The last thing you want to do is to fly to Europe or to Asia or somewhere else and find that, yeah, you can come back, but no one has the fuel to bring you back. Therefore, you're, in a word, stranded.
Hafsa Arif, CTV News, Halifax.
A pair of New Brunswick first responders are being praised for their efforts in saving a man from a burning building last weekend. Paramedics Denny Cogswell and David Kraft were first on the scene of the house fire early Saturday morning. They quickly realized someone was trapped in the basement, and there was no time to wait for the firefighters to get the man out.
I went in first and tried to lift him out and couldn't get him out, and the heat kind of drove me back. When I went in the last time, he was up in the window a little bit.
I grabbed his arm. It was so full of, there was so much soot and debris and everything around, and Dave really, gave all that he could, and we got him up enough that we could fully grab him to slide him out onto the lawn.
I can't even express it in words. Can't thank these guys enough. Everyone always speaks about heroes, and I've got two of them now.
All three men were taken to hospital for smoke inhalation and other injuries, but they're doing well. Ambulance New Brunswick says it's clear the paramedics went above and beyond in their duties, especially on that day. Still to come tonight, Kaylin's full forecast, and we'll examine whether Maritime schools ought to follow Ontario's lead and start teaching financial literacy in schools. Coming up next, though, let the summer job hunt begin.
I couldn't get hired anywhere. I have 6 years experience in restaurants.
New numbers show the job hunt could be frustrating for students again this summer. Details are next. Stay with us.
Mornings with Aaron and Peter.
60 seconds, 10 questions. If you can pull that off, you're going to win a grand.
Join us every weekday at 7 a.m. for the $1,000 Minute.
As the school year wraps up again, college and university students are home looking for work and hoping to avoid the frustrations of last year. Well, Ottawa is touting a new youth job bank. The unemployment rate, remains stubbornly high, especially among young people. Here's CTV's Vanessa Wright.
20-year-old Finley Prevost finally scooped up a job, but only after a long search for employment.
I couldn't get hired anywhere. I have 6 years experience in restaurants, and nowhere would hire me.
She now works at a local cafe. Her roommate hasn't been as lucky. She's still looking for work. Just a couple examples of labor market conditions worsening for young Canadians. The national unemployment rate for 15 to 24-year-olds rose to 14% in February, according to Stats Canada. That's up from 13.3% at the end of 2025.
Our industry, in particular, youth play a really critical role.
Natasha Chestnut is with the Restaurants Association of Nova Scotia. She says the food sector is still a viable source of employment for young people.
We're coming onto tourism season. This is the busiest time of year. Businesses are trying to ramp up on their staffing. Again, youth would play a critical role in that because of the flexibility they're off during the summer. So we do anticipate we'll see a bit of a boost.
It's stressful, especially whenever rent is also so expensive, and I work full time and I can barely make rent, and so if I want a second job, I just can't. I just have to make do with what I have.
A hope there won't be more job seekers than jobs available for much longer. Vanessa Wright, CTV News, Halifax.
Thank you, Vanessa. Time for a quick little break, but when we return, it's your complete Maritime weather forecasts. Kaylin Mitchell will tell us what to expect as we ease into the weekend when we come back. 23rd day of April. It's Thursday evening. Your summer suit gives me hope for better days ahead.
I'm trying to put some positive energy out there wearing this lighter suit, and hopefully we get our temperatures to warm up because it was chilly today. And
it was.
Showering conditions around the Maritimes, cloudy and chilly for tonight, and still with a few spotty showers and flurries as this trough of low pressure is hanging back from a weather system that is moving mostly to the south and east of the Maritimes, but will come close enough to the Avalon Peninsula in Newfoundland that they're expecting to pick up some snow from it. Some snowfall warnings were issued. Parts of the Avalon could pick up around 10 to 20 centimeters, sort of a heavy, wet spring snow. For us tonight, it's going to be mostly cloudy. It's going to be a chance of a shower or flurry. That's how we start off the day on Friday. In the afternoon, we may see some peaks of sunshine in that cloud cover, but there will still be a chance of a shower or flurry. Showers most likely in the province of New Brunswick, as well as basically the western half of mainland Nova Scotia. A little bit of a lower chance of showers around Prince Edward Island, eastern areas of Nova Scotia for tomorrow. Winds in the forecast for Friday will be out of the east and the northeast and mostly sustained 10 to 20 kilometers per hour with some gusts between 20 and 40. So breezy to go along with the chilly to cool temperatures. Speaking of which, low temperatures in the forecast for tonight for a good portion of the Maritimes fall into a range of a few degrees below to a few degrees above the freezing mark. It is expected to be chilliest towards Prince Edward Island and eastern areas of Nova Scotia, including Cape Breton. In the forecast for tomorrow, high temperatures in the north of New Brunswick between 4 and 7 degrees. Moving down into central and southern parts of the province, most of the high temperatures between 5 and 7 degrees, including 6 at Fredericton, 7 at Heartland, and then 5 for Moncton in the southeast. For Prince Edward Island tomorrow, high temperatures near 4 degrees. Summerside, Cavendish, Charlottetown, as well as at Montague. Again, it's a mix of sun and cloud, but there will be a low chance of a shower throughout the day. In Cape Breton for tomorrow, high temperatures between 3 and 7 degrees, closer to 7 around Badek, and then 6 for St. Peter's and Port Hawkesbury. Near 6 degrees for the north shore of Nova Scotia, and on the eastern shore, most of the high temperatures be around 5, 6 degrees as well. 6 for Halifax and Dartmouth for tomorrow. For Truro, Amherst, and Parsboro. In the Annapolis Valley, high temperatures at 7 at Kentville and Middleton, 6 at Digby, and on the south shore of Nova Scotia, high temperatures near 7 for Liverpool and Shelburne, and 6 for Yarmouth. Taking a look at the extended forecast for New Brunswick, so on Saturday, cloudy with sunny breaks, but then on Sunday, it's a mix of sun and cloud, and temperatures could be around the mid-teens. So that's when we start to see a little bit of milder air move into the Maritime region. Monday and Tuesday of next week for New Brunswick, some high temperatures could be around the mid to high teens, and then it cools a bit with a chance of showers Wednesday and Thursday. Now for Nova Scotia, the start of the weekend is still on the cooler side. Most of the high temperatures will be around the mid to high single digits. There will be a low chance of some showers. Mix of sun and cloud though on Sunday with high temperatures away from the coast coming up into the low teens, and same thing goes for Monday and Tuesday of next week. There'll be a chance of showers after that on Wednesday and Thursday. And for Prince Edward Island in the forecast, it will be a cool start to the upcoming weekend. Highs on Saturday near 4, up to 7 though on Sunday with a mix of sun and cloud, and then closer to 12 degrees for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. Returning chance of showers Wednesday into Thursday. Bruce.
Mid to high teens. We'll take what we can get at this point, hey?
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure. All right, thank you. Step aside for just a moment. Stay with us. We shall be right back. From balancing a budget to filing your taxes, financial literacy could make or break your financial future. Now, Ontario high school students will soon need to pass a financial literacy test before they can graduate. CTV's Stephanie Sikos explored if that idea would pay off here as well.
Either subtract an expense or collect money.
You're never too young to learn about finances.
We actually have programs from grades 3 to 12.
Junior Achievement, or JA Nova Scotia, offers programs for schools and online courses you can do from home to help children build a financial foundation.
We make sure that they, right from the beginning, what is money? How do you use it? How do you use it wisely? What is spending? Then when we get into the older grades, it's even taxes and investments.
In Ontario, high school students will soon need to pass a financial literacy test in order to graduate. The idea of making finances mandatory in schools is a welcome idea here.
So many people leave the high school system without having those real life skills, and would just be super beneficial.
If they don't understand the value of dollars, how to do taxes, how to budget, they're going to put themselves in potentially big holes.
Adding money management to the curriculum could help students in more ways than one.
If we can train them on money and understand it, feel comfortable in it, we're removing, as a society, one of the things that may be stressing out the younger people of today.
While it can be tough to talk about money, it's a conversation parents should consider.
They may not be talking about money or in an overt way, but they're teaching their kids about money by their actions, by how they talk about it amongst themselves. Do they fight about it? Like, they're already setting some patterns for their kids, whether they realize it or not.
Giving students the tools to set themselves up for success.
I think if you can learn all of that before you actually have to implement it, you're just going to find stronger footing when you graduate.
Stephanie Seco, CTV News, Halifax.
Thank you, Stephanie. Time for one final break tonight. Coming up, a recipe for success for Halifax area students. First, though, it's your wake-up weather. Here's a live look at Halifax on this Thursday night. Pier 21 area, 2 degrees right now down by the water. Kaylin Mitchell's wake-up weather coming up next. Okay, it's Friday morning, 24th day of April now. Let's kick it off with a look at the wake-up weather.
Cloudy and chilly for Friday morning. Most communities with a low chance of a shower or flurry. There isn't much change moving into the afternoon, though the temperatures come up a little bit. They'll be similar to today with a lot of highs in the region, getting up to around the mid to high single digits. There will still be a chance of a shower in the afternoon, though they should be a little bit more scattered than they were on Thursday. Bruce.
Thank you, sir. Well, a new class with a focus on health and hands-on cooking started at schools around Halifax today. As CTV's Emma Convey shows us tonight, students are learning recipes and habits for life.
I think it's really important because once we grow up, we know how to cook. We're cracking jokes over there. It's pretty fun. It's just fun to make stuff because it's satisfying.
It's the first day of a pilot program dietitian Diana DeBlee has always dreamt of rolling out. Now partnering with Nourish Nova Scotia and a few elementary schools in Halifax, she was able to make it happen.
Food insecurity is huge here in Nova Scotia. So teaching children at a young age that food is good and food is important for their health, and also teaching them ways how to cook food and make it easy.
Most important ingredients are carrots that were brought today from the Annapolis Valley that were grown by Longspell Farms, and apples that were grown at Noggins Corner Farm.
Fourth grade teacher Carolyn Powers says hands-on activities like these teach teamwork and put knowledge to the test.
It's hard to know how much kids get to engage with food at home. Getting for them to be able to see what goes into making food and being able to do it themselves is a life skill that they need to learn.
And put into practice.
It feels really good. I feel capable. It's different because often I make it with chocolate chips and a lot of sugar. I love cooking. It's so important, I guess.
This is just the start. The plan is by fall, there will be an official program ready to roll out to the schools with recipes and lesson plans for teachers to access. Emma Convey, CTV News, Halifax.
It's your next generation of chefs right there. Okay, that is your late news for this Thursday night, Friday morning. If you joined us a little bit late tonight, no problem. You can always check out our stories again and a whole lot more at ctvnewsatlantic.ca. It is your home for news. I'm Bruce Frisco. Thank you for staying up late with us this evening. Have a good night, and we hope to see you again tomorrow.